right, y'all, I want to watch this Piers Morgan clip with you. I think that tensions are so high right now. Like, even the Democrats are like fighting amongst each other on like the same platform. It's like, bro, y'all supposed to be, no, I'm not going to say y'all supposed to be on the same team, because you can be in the same party, different opinion. That's neither here or there. But tensions are high, like really, really high. Before we begin today's video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you're notified whenever I post a new video. Follow me on my social media. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers because we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Can I get an amen? Amen. So let's go ahead and get started on this video. Piers Morgan brought in 4 people. That's already a hot mess. Like, you can never hear, literally every time I'm watching Piers Morgan, it's like you can never hear anybody, or it's always like that one person that has to be obnoxious. That's always doing too much. But let's go ahead and watch this and see.
Terrible idea. Look, I debated Professor Lichtman before. I told him his theories about the keys were absurd. I was right. He was wrong. I said he'd lose his keys.
No, you were
Couldn't
not
find
right,
him before
and I
the
was
election.
not wrong. And that's a cheap shot, and I won't stand for it.
Well, who won, brother?
You should not be
who
taking
won?
cheap
who
shots
won?
at me.
Who won?
You want to make your
you
point,
live
make your
in
point.
a total
Don't make
world
it personal.
of denial.
I read your own followers' comments, and they all trashed you, every one of them, and supported me.
Yeah,
so quiet with your personal attacks.
Come find out again.
Make whatever point you want. Don't
Look,
make it personal.
You don't know anything.
Yikes.
You don't know anything.
You attacked me personally.
You're so deluded.
Oh, right. I've only been a professor for 51 years.
On this program, I've never been able to finish a thought.
How many books have you published? No, because you're personally attacking me again.
It's the pointing for me.
Say whatever you want, but I'm not going to stand for
brother,
personal
you got it wrong.
Say
you were
whatever
preposterously and stupidly wrong. So, okay, all right. Can I just finish a goddamn thought ever on this show?
No, not if you're personally. I admitted I was wrong. I don't need you to call me stupid.
Okay.
I'll just say it's great.
For the record, I do want to add, both of these men are well over 50. I just want to put that out there.
See you Democrats all getting along so well.
Who taught you manners?
It's lovely to see a post-election harmony as you all come together again.
Hey, Alan, right now. Hey, Alan, you deserve a tall glass of shut-up juice, so can you just shut up for a second? And let someone who knows what they're doing.
You're so right, Piers. You're so right. We're so unified right now.
You want, so I will not sit here and stand for personal attacks, for blasphemy against me. You don't need to do that. You don't boost
blasphemy against you? Who the hell are you? Are you Jesus Christ, you loser? Okay, can I just give the correct answer for once? Okay, here we go. So, guys, you're blaming disinformation. There was disinformation. There was the cats and the dogs nonsense. The points you're making about undocumented immigrants, I agree with, Alan, okay? But that didn't cost the election. The main disinformation was about how the election was going to be rigged. And it wasn't rigged. It was dumb. They won easily. There was no need for that disinformation. You guys are missing the whole point. The people who are at fault are not other people. It is the candidate, Kamala Harris, the previous candidate, Joe Biden, Democratic Party.
I will say this. I do agree with Cenk on this. For those who don't know, I actually got to interview Cenk while he was running for president. I actually got to interview Cenk when he was running for president, but the enemy really was working overtime, and we lost all of our footage. I was like, yikes. But God, he is a God that can redirect and reroute when needed. So I wasn't really tripping on that too bad, but I was like, really, I'm not even going to say the platform name, like the platform that we used because it was a virtual interview, but that's neither here or there. I will say I do agree with Cenk, mainly because it's like at some point you got to stop pointing the fingers at what Trump is doing wrong and take a step back and look at yourself in the mirror, because it's like you can use all this energy and exert all this energy saying Trump is this, Trump is that, Trump is this, but at the end of the day, he still won. He won the popular vote and he won the electoral vote. And the House and the Senate is leaning more right now. So it's just like, he didn't vote for himself over 75 million times. Like, he didn't cast a ballot over 75 million times. Like, The American people actually came out and voted for him. Whether they voted for him because they like him, whether they voted for him because they wanted to give him another shot, whether, no pun intended. What if they voted for him because they wanted to give him another chance? Whether they voted for him because because the current administration made them so angry, so much so they felt like they had no choice but to vote for Trump. Whatever the cases may be, I do agree with Cenk on that. It's like, at some point, it's just like, maybe it's not what he's doing. Maybe it's what the Democrats are doing. Maybe that's where the disconnect is.
Democratic leadership. You guys don't want to admit that they're the problem. They're the cancer in the Democratic Party. So you blindly lash out at the voters, at information, at social media, and you want to shut down anyone who disagrees with you. That's not the correct answer. There are three wings of the Democratic Party. There's the establishment wing that the great majority, almost everyone on television supports and kisses the ass of and does propaganda for. That wing has led to disaster. They lost to Donald Trump twice, nearly lost to him 3 times. And then the other wing is called the progressive wing, but those are two different sets of people. In the progressive, so-called progressive wing, what you have is the identitarian left, the people who do what the right wing would call woke politics and identity politics, and that is disastrous. That's what the trans ad was at the end, and it cost us. The most popular part of the Democratic Party is the populist left. That is the Bernie Sanders 20 didn't. Identity politics led to disaster. It was a poison within the Democratic Party, used ironically by the establishment Democrats because they didn't want to talk about popular proposals that we have because their donors hate those proposals.
Okay. Let me bring in Harry. Now, Harry,
I actually agree with him. I actually agree with his take on this because it's almost as if they are so out of touch, and I'm speaking on behalf of the establishment, the DNC or whatever. They got so out of touch that it hurt them at the end. Like, there's no way you thought that Biden continuing to run a second term was going to be smart. There's no way, especially when 2/3 of left-leaning voters said they wanted somebody else other than Biden. They didn't want Biden. They wanted somebody else. Like, you really thought that was the move to make? And it's really the Democratic Party's fault because it's like when Biden first got inaugurated you are supposed to be prepping the next person who's up. You're supposed to be prepping, vetting, putting options in front of the face of the people. That is what you're supposed to be doing. The last few months before he decided that whether he decided or whether they pushed him out, before he was no longer the nomination, y'all started trying to put Gavin Newsom in our face. What? Huh? Governor of California, Gavin Newsom, you thought that was going to work? Like, let's be real. They really tried that because there's no way. Why are you doing a debate with Ron DeSantis, someone who was running for the Republican nominee at that time for fun? Clock it. Like Gavin Newsom, there's not a lot of politicians that I would go out of my way and say, oh, I do not like this person, mainly because I don't know these people in real life. I'm very indifferent when it comes to a lot of these politicians. It's not like I'm their biggest fan, but it's not like I'm their number one enemy. But there are there's like 3 people that I'm just like, no. It's a no for me. They better not even touch that seat. And if we're being honest, Gavin Newsom is one of them. He is. The fact that you are willing to propose legislation or propose a rule that people cannot have gatherings of more than 2 or 3 people for religious beliefs or religious views or religious gatherings or whatever you want to call it. Like, you can't have religious gatherings for more than 2 or 3 people, but you're hosting a party at a restaurant? What? I don't know how this came a conversation between Gavin Newsom, but that's neither here or there. But I do agree with Cenk on this take. I think he actually makes sense. Cenk actually makes sense here. I think the Democrats are very divided. Like, the Republicans are divided too, but I feel like the Republicans do a better job at hiding it, though. Like, even with, like, I don't know. As of lately, they've been doing a better job at hiding it. Not before, though. Definitely not before. But let me know your thoughts on the comments down below. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you're notified whenever I post a new video. Follow me on my social media. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. Whoop, whoop. We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. I love y'all all. Thank you for the continued support. This is Uduak, connecting people with policy. Toodles.